Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome yet again to another episode of your favorite sports betting podcast. That's right, it's time once again for Jump the Sharp. Oh, we're pumped to be with you on this NFL Week 4. That's the Woodman, David Woody. I'm Brian Hollywood Hagan, and the Woodman, we got some splaining to do.
Yeah. It's and you if you guys follow other professional bettors, you will have heard them say similar things. I think I was reading, you can read sometimes like the big sports book. They have like blogs and they have like Twitters and stuff. Those say kind of what they've been thinking, what they've been seeing. They don't want to give anything away that's going to help you for the future, but they're happy to tell you what just happened. And they are having a record year. Like they are destroying us.
Crazy.
Both the sharps and the
novices,
the flats. Yeah, man.
Flats.
It's been a very tough year in the NFL. It's just been quite unpredictable, and I was really happy to get back to at least a winning week last week. But like even with that, it wasn't great. It still wasn't great for me.
Yeah. Like we say, a good team picks the other personnel up when they're struggling. We first week we came out in the mud. Second week, I picked you up a little bit. Third week, you picked me up a little bit. Still not even close to where we need to be. Negative, in almost 5 units now to start out the year.
Brutal.
This week, it's a make-right week, okay? The 5 units, that's a rough one. All right, we'll get there, Joe. All right, we'll get there. But let's start now. But as always, if you're looking at us on YouTube, giddy up. If you're not, go check us out on YouTube. Hit that subscribe piece. Appreciate it. At Jump the Sharp on Twitter. Of course, wherever you listen to podcasts, that's where to find us. Leave a nice rating and a little 5-star piece. We'd appreciate it. As always, every Sunday now, folks, the Degenerate Dungeon. About to celebrate our 4th show on Sunday morning.
My third.
On Twitch. Your third. Yeah, you were a little MIA last week. We had a good time, but we did miss you.
Did warn everyone that I would probably be MIA.
Dude, Vegas.
It was 6
party.
It was 6 a.m.
Sunday morning, 6 a.m. Nah, it ain't gonna
It was
work.
6 a.m. in Vegas. It was not going to happen.
That's how drunk you were. It was actually 7, but you thought it was 6. That's how hammered you still were. But nevertheless, not at anything. Well, go to twitch.tv/GCN Employee Lounge. Our friends at the Glass Cannon having us perform on that show. And we're having a blast. Big show coming up this Sunday as well. We're welcoming Paul Charchian, very well-known sports analyst and fantasy football expert. He's on channels all around he's on the Ravens pregame. He's on all these different, he's on WIP here in Philly. He comes on, talks fantasy football. Dude's a stud, and we're very excited to be working with him. As a matter of fact, we are going to be doing a new format for this show in particular because gotta mix stuff up when you're off to the start.
Especially if you're in a bit of a rut, that's when you mix things up. You don't mix things up when they're going great. That'd be crazy. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No,
but we've been having trouble, so we're switching up.
We're gonna see if this works.
Yeah.
We're going to have some fun. But another reason why we're going to do a little bit of an abbreviated show is we just got done our first ever guillotine draft. So Paul Charchian is known. He's the creator of the Guillotine Leagues. It's such a fun format. If you guys aren't familiar, Google Guillotine Leagues. It's got its own website, its own app, the whole 9. Basically, if you have not heard of this and you're fantasy football fans, wait for this. You go in. At the start of the year, it's 18 teams. It's 15 now because we just did our draft before week 4. What happens is every week it's a point structure league. It's not one-on-one, no head-to-head. Point structure. Boom. You start your starting lineup. If you finish in last place out of all the teams, you're done for the year.
Yes.
That's it. Guillotine, chop your neck. All right?
And then what happens? This is fun.
Then, ready for this? Your whole entire roster to the waivers. For everybody that's left in the league to bid on fab style and pick up. So
pretty cool.
Think about the teams that are left over come, week 8, week 9, week 10, and seeing these teams build. And Charch in our league brought up an incredible notion from last season that if you think about it, could happen again this year with a couple of players. Last year, Christian McCaffrey he was on a team that lost very early. He cost over $4,000 worth of fab budget in the league because you can start out with 1,000 because you have a lot to do during the year, a lot to bid on. Because a team would drop him, aka lose. He'd be available.
Yes.
Another team would spend, oh my God, it's Christian McCaffrey, $500, $600 budget or bid.
Yes.
They'd win him, then they'd start him, shit the bed, they would lose.
Oh
So
my
over the
gosh.
course of the season, he cost more than $4,000.
That's
in
amazing,
fab budget.
especially when you consider that I had him last year in one league. He scored 0 points. He never scored a single fantasy point the entire year. Never played a game.
Incredible.
And was absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, but how many times last year were they like, oh, he's questionable, and people would start him?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ah,
or he'd play and he would get 2 fantasy points.
Yep, exactly.
Incredible.
So, Degenerate Dungeon will be featuring, said Mr. Paul Charchian, on Sunday. I don't think I told you about this, Woodman. He will be on the show on Sunday.
Yes.
Badass. So we're looking forward to it. Shout out to Charch and the Guillotine Leagues. Folks, not too late to start a league as long as you got the right amount of people to fit the right amount of weeks. Guillotine Leagues. I believe it is guillotineleagues.com. Yes, it is. So, or search the app on your app store. But the Degenerate Dungeon coming at you every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/GCN Employee Lounge. So I hope you guys have been enjoying that. We sure have. I'll tell you what else we're going to enjoy.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's right.
Yes.
That's the way to get this started. Look, we said we're switching things up a little bit here, but we're not switching up America's favorite segment. That is, what are we drinking? And as always, the Woodman will go ahead and bend the elbow first. And I'm excited to see what you got, brother.
Thanks, buddy. I forgot to get a glass this time, but that's okay. So we've got a favorite brewery from the show. It's been on a lot. This is a different one, though. I don't believe we've had this one. In fact, maybe you haven't even tried it. I don't know. Have you had a field study by Trogs?
I have had a field study,
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Little Trogs action?
Yeah, it's a pretty standard IPA. It's not.
I would agree.
I don't think it's a hazy. It's not a double. It's not. It's not a lot of craziness.
Is this your all over the mic? What do they call it? The little sponge to cover his mic. It looks like an old Peter North film right now.
It sure does. Got my arm a little bit too, as a Peter undoubtedly would on occasion.
That's true.
But nevertheless, I digress, Brian.
Don't touch your mic, please. Knowing your mic, it's so finicky. You could drop the whole feed.
It's true. That stupid fucking thing. No. So the IPA though, it's it's a field study. It's got a good. It has a very good, clean finish.
Oh, good for you.
Said it were good too much. I had to go with it.
It's got some nice hoppiness to it, a little stank on it, but it's clean finish. It's a very good. Just like last week, I had the Goose. This is in the same vein as that. If you just want a nice IPA, but nothing too crazy either, just a nice, refreshing IPA. Great choice.
Yeah, it is.
I'm really enjoying it.
I would agree with that. Beautiful. Now, I don't know if you remember literally a couple weeks ago, on week 2 of the NFL, I had an Imprint Beer Company brew, and that was named Dose.
Yeah.
Because, it was 2. It was their second anniversary IPA, and I thought it nice to drink that for NFL week 2. Shout out, as always, to our boy, Muscles Marinara, for the hookup. He gave me these a few weeks ago, and I said, wow, Dose. I'm going to do that NFL week 2. Well, I got news for you, Woodman. On YouTube. What does that say right there? Let's say.
Quattro.
It says Quattro. Imprint Beer, their 4th anniversary, a double dry hopped double IPA called Quattro, NFL week 4. Totally apropos. Let's do a little.
Nice sound, dude.
This is like a firm can, too. Like, not one you can bang up. You know what I mean? Nice looking. I got to actually show the can. My bad. Oh, what am I doing? What an amateur. Got to pour it for the viewers.
That's a beautiful can.
And we appreciate, by the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, this is the first time, we appreciate you so much. And if you're watching us on YouTube and it's not your first time, we fucking appreciate it, because those YouTube numbers are sweet ass. Thank you so much.
Yeah. We've been getting a lot of traffic, actually. Thank you so much, everyone. Awesome.
Nice little, this isn't like a crazy, it's got a little effervescence, you could see. Kind of gives like a Hogarden look, if you will, or a Blue Moonish.
It
but
does.
definitely a little thicker. Perfect pour, if I may say. Is that not a commercial brew
It's
right
really
there?
nice pour.
Wow. Let's see what's going down here. And my 17-month-old daughter, she does that when she drinks her water. She might be looking at daddy trying new brews, but she always goes, this is good. I went back for a second taste before I even wanted to say anything. This is, I think the 2 was way more robust. This is definitely a refreshing John. 7.5. It's a hazy. And oh man, this is really, really fucking good, Woodman.
Wow.
Like you would think, I said I want to show the can. I mean, they're known for their artwork on their
That's really cool.
on their imprint. I noticed, like, I don't know why it's doing it for me, but the black top on a can,
Yeah.
like, it's pretty sleek, man.
Yeah, that is pretty sleek. You don't see that too much.
No, purple and black, can't go wrong with that color combination. But this is like, I'll give this a 4.25. This is good.
From you, that is like it's
Upper echelon.
I don't know why I wanted to say atmospheric, but that's not what that word means.
That's so crazy. You say that. You know why? Untapped. The very, very short bio on this says it's got Galaxy in it. It says dry hopped or double IPA hopped with Galaxy, Strata, Ella, and Vic Secret. I don't know what any of that means, but
those are different hops, I'm sure.
But the Galaxy is in there, so what you wanted to go with is perfectly appropriate. Well done. You didn't even know what you were doing there. So
no, I had no idea at all. You said Beer Advocate?
Oh, it's Untapped.
Untapped. I always forget which one is better.
Yeah, I'm an Untapped guy. Beer Advocate doesn't do anything wrong, but
I just wanted to see what mine gets. What does yours get on there?
Oh, this is a 4.14. Actually,
that's really high.
Yeah, that's really good. So no wonder. I actually didn't even look at that before I gave mine. Yeah,
that is high, brother.
I see some cat giving us a 4.5. Look out, Brendan H. He's drinking it he's drinking it at their brewery. No, it's not. Okay, sorry.
Brendan H is having a friggin' blast here.
At least he was. I'll tell you that. Depends on how many.
Field study is pretty good. I think this is a good score, or maybe not. You'll tell me. Is it 3.79 good?
I was just about to say I would give it a 3.8. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
geez.
It's good. Very good. Yeah, 4 is like 4 and above means like holy hell, look out, this is phenomenal.
Right.
I'm giving it 4.25.
Very high up in the threes means people like it.
I think I gave a wrench a 4.5, so 4.25. Look out.
Yeah, 4.25 is crazy, brother.
That's when you know you're one of the best beers ever. When that's the pedestal. Like, what did I give wrench? Well, wrench.
Yeah,
so
that's the ceiling. Wrench
is
the ceiling.
I guess it should be a 5 technically. I remember when I first got the app, I was barely like involved in crafts. I mean, I knew some, but my favorite beer of all time is High Life. So I went on and gave High Life a 5.
People must get mad at you about that.
Yep, exactly. Well, hopefully no one gets mad at us for this week for 2 reasons. 1, we're going to make you money, so you shouldn't get mad at that. 2, the way we're doing it, look out, folks. This is odd. What we're going to do. And shout out to Joe O'Brien who called me out on this because we were doing a draft and I was on a little Zoom session with him while doing the draft. And he was like, yo, I thought you said you don't pre-produce a show. Well, this isn't like totally pre-producing the show. What we did was we went and we talked about very briefly fields we had for certain games.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, we had similar fields for similar games, but different feels for those games and not the way you would think. And we'll get to that. Everything we said was in line, but they're going to be different picks. So what we wanted to do is bring 3 games or 3 picks, if you will, that both of us agree on.
Yes.
So we're going to give you 3 solid picks. We're going to give you a pay dirt we also both agree on. And then you could say Hollywood, okay, we get it. You guys are a little slow out of the gate this year. We get it. But your Teasy's 0-3, dude. Like, just call it quits. No. All right? Teasy is going back on board this week.
He's not stopping.
I'm not stopping with the Teasy. We're getting a fucking Teasy this week. I'm hitting it. Let's go.
Anyway.
Let's get to the picks, Vin.
Okay.
All right. So, in no particular order, this isn't necessarily pick of the week, but we have something funky going on here as well. One that we both agreed on right away. And I'll tell you what. I want to give a little bit of a mind sesh here.
Yeah.
What I was going through. There were a couple picks that I loved, no matter what.
Yeah.
There were a couple picks that I was like, I was going to go through. If we did 3 picks each, I was going to give one pick that I loved, one pick where the line was telling me something, and
Okay.
I was like,
Oh.
okay, I'm off on that. Let me look into this. Do I agree with where the line is? Okay, now it's telling me something. I'll go with it. And another pick I was going to do. The line is telling me something, but I don't fucking care. And the first pick is the latter. The line's telling me something. Scratch my head and go,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna just go ahead and make some money. Like it's not convincing me enough at all. And that first pick, Woodman, would be the Cleveland Browns
Yeah.
-1 at the Atlanta Falcons. We're on Cleveland's side here.
This is the most that we're going to agree. That was the one that jumped out to me too. The one spread
Yep.
that I thought, what is that?
Right. Right.
Yeah. And
So
I suppose it's because the Falcons got their run game going really well, and like Patterson does look very good. No joke, like no shade there. You know what I mean? Like he
no.
looks awesome, but like, and I guess it's because they're home. But like that doesn't make that line still doesn't work for me, dude. I just don't see that.
Yeah, I think there may be a little bit of the Myles Garrett car accident thing that's going on. Maybe he won't play, but I'm not worried about that. And I honestly think a lot of it's being put in the fact that they went ahead and beat Seattle in Seattle, and I get it, but there wasn't
Seattle's
anything
very
besides
bad.
Cordero Patterson. There wasn't anything that really scared me, and I get it.
No.
Garrett might not play, but it still doesn't scare me. It doesn't get to me like that.
He's not even really a run stopper anyway. Like
No,
he's
exactly.
like that doesn't really affect the Falcons. Marcus Mariota threw 19 times.
Yeah,
Like
right.
that is not an issue. Like the
No.
issue is not like, oh, we got to get to Mariota. Like that is not the problem for you guys to solve.
No. Yeah. Oh, we got to get that because I mean he hasn't showed, but he's being respectable.
Well, he's putting up fantasy points. Yeah, like in real life, I don't think you'd want your team's quarterback to look the way he looks out there.
No.
But
yeah,
he's running more, like, which is like, you know, that's good for fantasy. I'm not sure how much has his real team, like, instead of having somebody who could actually throw the ball.
Yeah, but he's hot garbage still. Let's be honest.
He's bad.
And so are the Falcons.
And their defense is bad, dude.
Yeah, the Browns righted the ship a little bit against Pittsburgh. Defense looked pretty good. Here's my biggest thing. One, I personnel wise, check. Browns. I get it, Brissett, I know, but he was involving Njoku and other people in a way that I was like, oh.
He was. And Njoku had a really nice game.
Right.
Looked very, I thought, athletic.
Big time.
And
the Falcons are notorious over the past 2 seasons. I mean, brutally terrible against tight ends.
Ooh,
so I like Njoku this week a little bit too. But the Cleveland Browns have a top 3 offensive line, okay? And
their O-line is killer.
And they got 2 incredible backs. And I just can't see when it comes to, you know, game-changing personnel that the Falcons are anywhere close to the Browns. And the Browns are looking to pounce now. That Jets loss was brutal for them. They bounced back okay. Like the Steelers game was not a given till the end there. So
right.
I think this is the game that people are going to look in retrospect and be like, what? It was basically a pick 'em. So give me Cleveland -1. I suspect that'll change towards Atlanta getting more points by Sunday. So I would hop on that ASAP.
Yeah.
Now, pick number 2. Would you like to give the second game we like, Woodman?
Yeah, we're traveling to a foggy London town for this one. All right,
bloke.
Yeah.
Are they blokes?
That's not a very good accent. Although I can't do accents either, so I can't really make fun.
Yeah, I gotta get in. Give me. I wish I had a British beer. What's a good British beer? Is there such a thing?
They have a few. What's that one? Bass. Bass is British.
Oh, is that British?
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
So we think that the Saints probably.
No, wait. Before you say it.
Yeah.
Let's give it a second. Saints, Vikings, London, early morning game.
Yeah.
Let's give the people. What do you guys think we're going to do here? What do you guys think? It's -2.5 Minnesota. What do you guys think we're going to do? Just take a second. Okay, go for it. See if they agree.
Yeah, we're going to be on the Saints here. First of all, I like that I'm getting 2.5 points. technically this is really a road game for both teams.
Right. Yeah, there's no
There's
home.
no home field advantage at all. So you just call that a road game, even though it's not quite a road game either, because usually when you're on the road in the NFL, the crowd's rooting against you.
Yeah, not just
So,
rooting
but
for a sport.
but that's whatever, right? But I'm just saying, there's no home field advantage, and I think we both feel like we've seen enough now
Sorry, Luke.
incompetence out of this Viking offense since week one. Just the last two is just really not being able to get on track at all. And
New Orleans not a bad secondary,
New Orleans has a
so
pretty good secondary. They have a very opportunistic type of defense.
Mhm.
They love to blitz,
love it.
and Kirk Cousins is really not very good against the blitz. And then I would just say, I don't know what the hell teams have been doing against Justin Jefferson. I guess that's basically double teams, but hasn't he seen double teams his whole career? I don't say
Yeah, I
that's
mean, I
different.
don't expect necessarily the output that he did this week, but
But he wasn't
I
good the week before either.
no, I
Like
know, but he's not done. Like he's not
no, he's
Rager.
amazing. He's probably the best receiver in the game.
Yeah, right. So
Um, I guess I'm just what I was saying was like for me, I don't see a huge talent gap here with the way these teams have been playing. Maybe at the beginning of the year, I expected there would be, but there hasn't really been.
I think Minnesota is just stuck for years now. In the expectation hole. They're never living up to expectations. And what happens is once Minnesota has a tendency to that Green Bay win, the way they did it might have been the worst thing that happened for them. If they would have won 23-17, that might have been way better. For them to just do what they did on opening day,
Dominate.
really, really patted their ego.
Yeah.
New head coach, all that stuff.
We're the new Rams. That was the idea, right?
We're gonna that first game. And shout out once again to Joey OB. He called them in our preview show to win the NFC North, and they still very, very well may. But after that game, I think Minnesota fans and even the team, in some perspective, said, "Well, we got the North. We just beat the Packers. We beat their ass. It's over."
In Lambeau, I think it was even, wasn't it?
What's that?
Wasn't that even in Lambeau?
No. That was at Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
But the way they did it was just so brutal and dominant. Yeah. So I think they thought, okay, we got it. This is us now. And they've been shown the last couple of weeks. Nah, it's not. And now they're going to London. It's a trip. And I just think that New Orleans. I don't think that. I think this is a really hard one for people to probably buy into because they're thinking. New Orleans in particular, out of all the teams in the NFL, I think they people when you're looking betting wise have them going real far down, right off a cliff. They just don't buy into them as being a team that they're going to put money on. But I really think that this team is going to put up some fucking points this in London, and
which brings us
to our third pick. Now we could have easily just done 2 picks on a game. And we're not trying. It would be great to make some nice money, or at least have something beautiful to look forward to for the 1:00 games.
Yes,
and we're going to try and do that because the early game, was a 9:30 for us Eastern time or whatever the hell it is this game. We're taking New Orleans plus 2.5, and we're also taking something. Go ahead.
Yeah, and we're taking something else, which I call, for me, I think this is the stinkiest line on the board.
It stinks, huh?
In my view. The over-under in this game, the Vikings Saints in London, is 43 points.
Crazy, isn't it?
I know that historically London games have been a little bit lower scoring. I think that's true. I'm not really worried about 43 points in this game.
Is it crazy?
It almost seems like a mistake.
Yeah, so you were loving. You're like, whoa, I can't believe that, and I agreed too. I agree. It's typically some of these London games get really low scoring, but these are 2 offenses before they are defenses, and I agree with the over. That's not our pick, is it, Woody?
No, our pick
What's our
is
official third pick. You want to get nuts?
Yeah.
Let's get nuts.
We're trying something different. And so our official
We're trying to
third
make
pick.
some fucking money this week, goddammit. Matter of fact, I forgot to let Mr. Richard Fleer.
Let's get down to business.
Yes. So our third official pick is that what we just said, over 43 points in the Viking Saints game, the London game, but also parlayed a two-leg parlay.
A two-leg parlay as a pick of the week.
Yeah. And we're going to take the under in our other game. So
pick number one.
In pick number one, because again, look at this line and tell me that makes sense. I know we were singing the praises of the Browns running game, and it is very good. Their passing game is not good. The Falcons offense isn't good. The Browns defense is good. Why is this over under 49 points?
49.
It should not be 49 points. Give us the under. So that is the pick. It's parlaying the under in the Cleveland and Atlanta game with the over in the London game.
And that is plus 256.
Yeah.
So we're looking to really get some dough going. That is a pick. That's a full pick, a two-leg par.
It reminds me of when I made one of my picks, Rory McIlroy to outright win.
Yep. And I believe that hit. Was that the one that hit, or was that, dude? Your Justin Thomas live pick.
Yeah, that was.
You hit a plus 1,000 Justin Thomas live
right.
pick.
It actually basically was a hitter because I called it after one day. Right, we recorded the show on Thursday night.
Absolutely.
He had only played one round, and he wasn't the leader. He was not the leader after one round.
Oh, no.
He was right there.
If he wouldn't be plus 1,000.
Correct. He was right there. I think he was, eighth or something. He was playing great.
It still takes a nice eye to see that.
That was a sick hit that I had on this freaking program.
That was badass. And your McElroy pick he ended up finishing, should have been second.
Yeah.
But finished third because of Cameron Young. But I had the Cameron Smith pick. So we ended up making a lot of money on that.
We did. We actually both had monster days.
Monster days. We need a monster day, folks. And look, this is out of our order.
It's too bad I spent up all that money on terrible picks since then. That's all right.
That's okay. So we literally, our three picks of the week shared. Cleveland -1 at Atlanta, New Orleans plus 2.5 in London versus the Vikings, and then a parlay for the third pick over that London game, under that Cleveland Atlanta game.
I love it. Just hearing you read them again, I'm like, these lines are why are we getting such good lines?
Who would have thought with all this low-hanging fruit this week that we go ahead and travel to Atlanta and London? Giddy up for us, because that we both like this kind of shit. Because when I sent you my thoughts for a little bit and you sent me yours, we were like, whoa, these are kind of lining up. We at least like the same games.
They lined up. Look, I mean, and we could have gone a lot into there's some good games this week, right? With actual good teams playing.
I don't even want to give honorary mentions because they'll all end up hitting instead of the picks we just made.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, we're not going to pick the good games with the good teams. We are picking the bad games with the bad teams.
That's
right.
We're going to do. Hopefully.
Fucking hit.
Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur.
Well, that I'll tell you what's been amateur. And I'm going to jump into this before we jump into a shared paper.
I know exactly what you're saying here.
Yeah, the teasy's been really amateur.
It's been cooked, bro.
Come on. Easy teasy. Never lost 2 weeks in a row. In the 2 years we were doing it.
Never.
We're 0-3.
Unbelievable.
The Hollywood Special is 0-3. Oh, my baby.
It's really tough,
The teasy is my baby.
There was a period last year where it felt like you couldn't possibly miss. It missed maybe for the first time, maybe in week 13 or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, fucking A.
It was just, you were lighting it up.
2-unit Johns, have a couple 3-leggers.
Couple 3-leggers.
And I thought about it. Oh, did I think about it? You know why? I almost fucking teased everything we just said and added it into this. Could you imagine that over and under, teasing those fuckers? If they weren't solid numbers and there was a little bit of a half or a little hookski, I'd probably go ahead and tease both of those Johns too.
Yeah.
Imagine teasing. If it was 49.5, imagine teasing that to 55.5 under Cleveland, Atlanta. Get the hell out of here. But anyway, let's do something. We are going to mess with an over-under on this. Oh, go for it. Yeah.
Tease me, daddy.
That's right.
Give it to me hard.
Oh, both of them. Oh, that's a tag team effort. Wait a second. Have you done that yet this year?
I don't think so. Maybe that's what it is. Yes, bad luck. Bad mojo, man.
That's fucking it.
All right. Well, I
Oh,
just
my
did it, and I did
God.
it unprompted too. So
You
that
damn right.
that should change the juju.
Oh, should I make this a 2-unit teasy? I mean, what in the hell are we doing? We're on YouTube now, and people are going to, you really got in that mic. I mean, you still have the shrapnel on the mic, so you got really close. It was kind of
Yeah.
awkward, but no, it's not there anymore. It is fizzled into your mic sponge. I don't know if that's a word. Anyway, easy teasy time. And now that you did it, I'm really pumped. I was pumped, but now that has really brought back some memories and memories of money makeage.
Yes.
Let's go. Teasy this week. I'm touching a game that people are probably going to be so fucking scared about the over under of.
Yeah.
I loved this under in general.
I know you do.
I loved it before the teasy.
Yes.
And it's a scary, scary game because there's two banging offenses going, and there's one team that hasn't played defense once this year, and they always are a great defensive team.
Yeah.
What's going on? Maybe they'll up it this week, which I think they will. But I think the Woodman will agree. The more the reason why is because I think the other team will neutralize that one team's quarterback. It is Buffalo and Baltimore. The over-under is at 51.5. I like it there, under-wise. But we'll tease it up to 57.5 and take the under. I know these teams have a chance to light the world on fire.
Yep.
57.5. I mean, that's over 8 touchdowns. That's over 8 touchdowns.
It's a big number.
It's a big number. I like Buffalo to. I don't know. I toyed with Baltimore as a pick this week as the line. I like Buffalo more to neutralize Lamar a little bit here. They have the defense to do it.
I really like this under. If only because having watched, I think I watched all their games. Oddly, like I think all of their games have been on national TV where I live, Buffalo. Geez, does their D look good? I mean,
that wouldn't you wouldn't have said that 5 years ago. All of Buffalo's games are on national TV. You know what I mean? Crazy, but their D does.
They lost last week because Josh Allen almost threw about 6 picks. And listen, he's a great player, but he threw like 6 or 7 like balls that should have been intercepted. He did not play well, and the butt punt was not enough to bring them back in the end. So, but sorry, my point of just saying that was just to remind everyone that like it definitely wasn't because their defense didn't play well. Their defense played extremely well and has all year, and is they probably have the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean they really could, and I really think that the key, obviously, to this Ravens offense is Lamar, and I do think that they neutralize him. So that pick of the Ravens for me, I kind of looked back on it and was like, I don't really like that line at all now that I'm thinking about it. And as a matter of fact, right before we went live, I was thinking maybe Buffalo the line. I still like the over under, let alone fucking teasing it for part of the teasing.
Is it -3?
-3, yeah. So
I think that's a stay away range for me.
Okay, so I'll tell you where this was in my repertoire. It was the line tells me something. You know what the line tells me here? The line tells me that the NFL thinks that these teams are even. No, wait, scratch that. It's the other way around because in Buffalo is -3. It tells me that -9 in Buffalo, and that wouldn't be the correct line.
No,
that wouldn't be the correct line. It'd be -6.5,
that's too many.
-6.
Right.
So something's wrong there. That's why I went Ravens. I'm taking you back to my original mindset.
Yeah.
They're giving the Ravens more points at home than I thought that they would have if Buffalo was playing them on the road. Anyway, at home, I should say. Nevertheless, let's just keep to the teasy.
Yep,
Under 57.5. Neutralize Lamar. That'll happen.
Okay.
Still 8 touchdowns. 8. If there is exactly 8 touchdowns scored, you're still good.
Yeah.
The other side. Wow. The other side is a team that I'm surprised. Like, this was a shock for me. This was one of the lines tell me something, but I don't give a fuck. And why not just pad it and get more? It's a team getting 1.5.
Yeah.
It's a team that won a Super Bowl. It's the Rams at Frisco. Now, San Fran, I guess, I don't know. Their defense is pretty damn good.
Sure.
They have so many first-round draft picks of theirs on there, and they did play well. Got a good offensive line. Trent Williams is out. They don't have a left tackle. They have Jimmy G. Rams.
They got a little so bad.
So bad. Ran out of the fucking end zones.
I mean,
made Dan Orlovsky's life a lot easier. He's the only other guy to do that. So now it's a shared stigma.
He just looks it's all the worst things you remember about him, his playoff losses and stuff, where he's like this horrible combination of like clueless and indecisive.
Right. Yeah, so they're getting points, the Rams are. I know it's in San Fran. I get it.
Yeah.
But they're getting 1.5. Up that to a touchdown and a
I love it.
half. Now you got the touchdown cover. It's plus 7.5 Rams with that tease. So good Lord.
And I'll give you guys a peek behind the curtain too. That
Let's
was
go.
nearly one of my picks.
Yeah, straight
Rams
up.
plus 1.5. It just shouldn't be. It shouldn't be plus anything. Even in San Francisco. Come on, dude. If you've watched both of these teams this year, I know Rams have struggled too, but one team looks much better than the other one.
I'm gonna log into something real quick. My FanDuel will join. I had a $50 free bet. All right. And I put it on something today because normally I'll save them and put it on a pay dirt prop or something like that, which we'll talk about in a second. But you know what I did with my $50 free bet today? Let me find it right here, Woodman, because you might want to follow on this because I think you would be a fan. Where are we at? Here it is. 3-leg parlay, division winners. Ready for this?
Yeah.
Ravens, AFC North. All right. Let me go ahead and just tell you the other contestants in the AFC North. Steelers, Browns, Bengals. Okay. Ravens coming out of that, most likely, at least in my eyes. Chiefs, AFC West. The other contestants, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders. I know, still tough, but it's the Chiefs. That could happen, right?
Oh, yeah.
Rams, NFC West, is at minus 130.
Huh.
All these, like Ravens are at minus 120, Chiefs are at minus 120, Rams minus 130. All these are almost down to even money. Get this now. It's a 3-leg parlay at plus 550 to win 250. Come on.
That's a good deal.
Right?
Yeah, if you believe in those teams, I think we can. I mean, if you believe what your eyes have shown you, which is yes, they've struggled. They've got losses on their books, right? And they didn't look good in the loss. Those are good. Those are good teams with a lot of talent on them, and probably pretty good coaches that you think probably get it right, get it turned around, and
That's
get right.
where I'm at on that.
End. Yeah,
That's
I agree. Agreed. And everything won't be perfect, and then they all can't win the Super Bowl. We're not saying everything's perfect and sunshine and roses, but my point is that they're going to win a lot of winnable games the rest of the year, and that probably is enough.
Yeah, I think Ravens, Chiefs, Rams, little parlay. They're almost even money. You're going to get 5 to 1. So that
those
was
are
a
good
fun little
squads, man. Those are good teams to bet on.
But anyway, I think the Rams are really going to start turning it around and getting points on against a team that doesn't have their left tackle
and hasn't played well.
I don't know. That's to get 7.5 at that game. I mean, that should be. But here's the thing: that's a Monday night game too. So hopefully the teasy leads you to Monday. You have something to root for.
Yeah.
With us, we're betting a London game on its own, but we're also giving you that parlay as a pick. Hopefully that hits, and then you have something to root for again at the ones. Like this is like a fun little chip chop. But by the way, you want to go ahead and throw in a Thursday night, John. I think Woody and I are on the Bengals minus 3.5. Not an official pick, but that'll be the one that hits, right?
The Dolphins continue to surprise me. I guess I wouldn't be shocked if they cover that. But yeah, I think the smart money would be on the Bengals there. It's only 3.5.
4 on DraftKings, 3.5 FanDuel.
I don't know. I will not make it an official pick. I don't. Yeah, but yes, if I had to choose, I'd be on the Bengals side.
I'll probably put everything I have.
Oh my God.
Anyway, we wanted to get out of here with another segment that we need to fucking right the ship on. A shared pay dirt prop. And I got to be honest with you. This was the one thing this week that I was just like honed in on. Looking right at you. This one's going to hit.
It felt like you were in the bar and the pick was like staring you down.
Mm.
In a challenging way, Give it to me hard. No.
Oh, sorry. I thought that's
like staring you down because it wants a fight. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see. I got you. Okay. That could still
Not
be
a very
fight.
good analogy.
Could still technically be a fight.
Anyway.
So we have on the pay dirt prop. This is on me. I'll do the Donovan McNabb. Oh, it's on me, dog. 2-unit special pay dirt prop.
Look at him go.
Let's fucking go. We're making money this week, or we're just bankrupting, and this will be the last week you hear about units. There's a guy who I had as a sneaky MVP pick for the year.
Yeah.
There's a guy who's one of the most talented players in the league. There's a guy who's on one of the best teams in the league.
And he works out with weights.
There's a guy who works out with weights. Okay. Not the fucking stretchy, bands. Weights. All right?
Free weights.
Free weights, apparently they're called. I wouldn't know. There's a guy who a man. Thank you. Who hasn't scored a touchdown this year. And there's a guy that's the most prominent back in an offense that I get it hasn't really showed him yet. They're trying to save him. They're 1-2 now, so they're not trying to save shit because they just got embarrassed by the Jags. But there's a guy named Austin Eckler that has yet to score a touchdown and is going to Houston. He only had like fucking 4 rushes last week. And he's been playing under 60% of the snaps this year. I get it. I know. A little scary. 60%? Why? Doesn't matter. This week, bam. Look out. Austin Eckler touchdown is minus 105.
Yeah.
It's basically even Steven.
Yeah. Thanks for the free shit. Yeah.
Let's fucking go. Why am I so pumped about this? You say Austin Eckler, under 60% of the snaps, had 4 rushes last week. What are you talking about? Well, here's what I'm talking about. Banged up quarterback still that now is definitely going to have to play because they're fucked if they go 1-3.
Yeah.
And especially if 2 of those losses are Jaguars and Texans.
Oh, gosh.
Right? Then they're really out of it. Another thing is he's banged up. Herbert, he's banged up. He's hurting. What is he going to do? A little diamond dash. Look, Eckler, multifaceted, okay? Not just a stuff it up the middle cat. Far from it, to be honest with you. But can do it as well. But I know they got the other cats for that. This is going to probably be an 8-yard and out touchdown scored, but
I'm going to make a prediction. I think Austin Eckler gets this touchdown on a wheel route.
Can we bet on that?
Yeah. Is that a bet?
Can we bet on that? A little wheel route acto. There's a lot more to this,
changing my fantasy team name to Austin Eckler wheel route.
You won't.
I won't.
There's a lot more to this, though. Houston Texans. The worst versus the rush this year, last year, probably the year before. But definitely last year and going to be again this year. I'll tell you why. They're off to a hot start to lead that category. Gave up how many? Okay. Here, Woodman. How many rushing yards do you think they gave up last week? And go high. Go real high.
Remember, can you remind me who they played?
The Houston Texans played the Chicago Bears.
They gave up a lot of yards. Khalil Herbert had a monster game.
How many rushing yards total do you think?
Oh, I don't know. 100 and...
go high.
60.
Okay. They gave up 281 yards rushing last week. Okay.
Almost 300.
Almost 300 yards rushing. All right. Do you know what they did in week 1? 167. Do you know what they did in week 2? 149.
Wow. Okay.
So, I mean, if my math is correct, and it won't be, I'm going to put that at I mean, look, I had time. I could have done this earlier. I don't know. What? Like fucking almost 500 yards rushing?
Yeah.
Give or take? Is it, guys?
In 3 weeks.
Right. In 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say Austin Eckler is going to look. I'm not even fine with saying Austin Eckler over rush yards. No, fuck that. It could be there's a lot of ways that they could be, but Eckler is finding pay dirt 2 units smash.
He's one of the best.
I might lose a mortgage.
He's one of the best receiving running backs in the NFL. So it's always a decent bet, just because even if the game script doesn't go the way you think it would. Or if it does, right? You know what I mean? Like, if they get up because Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are catching touchdowns, well, then in the second half, they're probably just going to give the ball to Eckler. He probably takes one to the house, Yeah. And if they get down, they'll have to throw it to him. So either way, I love it.
He loves it, Kirk.
The receiving, really, really elite running backs who are also great at catching the ball. They're a fantastic pick for pay dirt. Pay dirt, especially for pay dirt, because you don't know which one of their yards things might go over, right? You can get that wrong pretty easily, but they're probably getting in the end zone because they could do both.
I'll tell you what, we are, shout out to Degenerate Dungeon, by the way, on that, because I have something funky with exactly based on what you just said for that show. And I already have it in mind. I already got it written down. Check out the Degenerate Dungeon on Twitch Sunday morning, 10 a.m. for that. But we said abbreviated. I was thinking maybe go ahead.
Just one last little thing that I'm just noticing in real time, and I can't, it's too good for me to forget to say it to you.
All
Because
right.
this is going to make you really pumped to do Degenerate Dungeon.
Let's go.
This will be one of the few times this year that there's a game on live while we're doing that show.
That's true.
And that is
it's
really
a game that we have ample interest
I'm going to have a lot of money on it, unfortunately, for me.
Oh, boy.
No, not unfortunately. God damn it. It's going to hit.
Come on.
I'm embarrassed.
What an asshole. Shooting
No,
down
it's going to
his
hit,
picks
man.
already.
It's going to hit. I'm not shooting down. It's going to hit.
I'm just joking. Come on. We're having a good time. What may I say it?
How
Everybody
about
wants to
the
hear you
Eagles,
say it.
dude?
Say
How
it,
about the
say it.
Philadelphia Eagles, bro?
Yeah, well, Jags almost one of my picks. But I told my wife I'm not betting against the Eagles while they're playing like this. I'm just not.
I think we should just both be betting on the Dolphins and Eagles every week for the rest of the year. They're obviously never going to lose.
Why not? Let's see what you know what?
By the way, that's like that logic that I just said is the definition of like a stupid bettor. Like that's how an idiot thinks about betting. You're just like, oh, well, the thing that happened last week, obviously that's going to happen again.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, if you want to go on FanDuel and parlay Dolphins AFC champion, Eagles NFC champion, a Miami Philly Super Bowl will net you plus 48.35.
It's not worth it. Don't do it. Don't take that bet.
No, don't take
it's a horrible bet.
There's probably neither of those two teams will be contestants.
And
we love the Birds.
I love them, and they look great. And if they really keep playing like this, then they will be. But we'll.
I got to stop shitting on them because I really like last week's game. Really got me fucking going.
I mean,
go Birds! Like fucking like we have wide receivers.
Yeah, it's the receiving.
We have guys who can catch and want and hold.
It's the receiving weapons that I think are going to make Hurts. They already are making him look better as a passer than he really is, which is great.
Last week was Hurts' best game as an
I agree.
Eagle.
He played great. Actually, he's played really quite well the last 2 weeks.
Oh no, I know, but last week was like throwing. You know how you get analytical about his vision and his throws were on like the dude.
No question.
If he keeps doing that, I will shut my fucking mouth.
Dude, if he plays the rest of his career the way he played last week as a passer,
I mean, yeah,
I will have to eat my words about. I mean, I already have to eat my words because that was
to a certain
already
extent, yeah.
To an extent, like what he did last week was already beyond what I thought he could possibly do.
Yeah, I always liked him more than you. You were really low on him for a while, but I didn't. I still didn't see this. This is great,
man. But no, dude, if he can play like this, then it's a great team.
Yeah, big time.
Because it's great. It's great in the trenches, and then now have some weapons.
This is a great show, and we're gonna have some money to count. We're gonna count money at fucking 12:30 p.m. We're going to count money at roughly 4 p.m.
Yes.
And then we're going to count money, I don't know, about 11:30 p.m. Monday night. We're going to count some money this week. And I hope everybody else will too.
We're getting back to our winning ways, buddy.
I hope it. Does that make sense?
Sure.
I hope so.
That's better.
I hope you like it. And I hope you love this show at Jump the Sharp on Twitter and on YouTube. Hey, we're getting there. We're inching closer. I mean, literally subscriber by subscriber. Go ahead.
People can hit the subscribe button. It really helps the show out a lot because we can get a.
If you made it this far in a show and you're watching right at the end, and you're not subscribed, come on. And Fife will tell you what to do. Yeah, Fife knows what's up. I mean, from the grave, my man Pots and Pans, Fife Dog, R.I.P. All right, Jump the Sharp on Twitter, Degenerate Dungeon on Twitch,
Sunday morning, 10 a.m.
Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Just follow at Jump the Sharp on Twitter. We always post that. Or follow Glass Cannon Network, I believe, at Glass Cannon. Is that their John? Just search Glass Cannon Network. You'll know. Oh, no, at Glass Cannon Pod on Twitter, I believe it is.
There we go. That sounds great.
We had a good time here. We're going to have a good time Sunday. And we're going to have a good time for the rest of the fucking year because this is the time we change the fucking way we're moving. Woodman.
Yes, sir.
Let's go make that dough.
Make that dough, baby.
Oh, baby. So happy to be doing this with you once again. It's time to peace out. Woodman, NFL Week 4. Good luck to you.
You too, bud.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you. Jump the Sharp saying peace the fuck out.